And there was a report earlier that said DJ Moore was a little nervous with Ben Johnson. Not in a bad way. That in lack of a better term, like there is not an anxiety, but there is again a word that we're going to be using quite some time or quite a lot during this offseason, the accountability and just being accountable for everything that is going on. And after DJ Moore was able to meet with Ben Johnson, there was a thing like, oh gosh, like we got to be ready. Because during his opening press conference, Ben Johnson talked about being comfortable with being uncomfortable, which means that these players are going to be tested. And I've said this before, and anytime that you work with exceptional athletes, they want to be tested. They want to be pushed. They don't want to be bleeped and bleeped all over the field. That's not what hard coaching is about. Hard coaching is about holding somebody accountable and trying to make them play their best and not allowing them to slack off. And I think that that's what's coming up here for the Chicago Bears. So, Sammy, let's go ahead and start the show.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast with Adam Rank.
It's Hester trying to work it back to the middle. Gets past the first wave, and here he goes. It's Hester inside the 30. Hester's going to take it all the way for a touchdown. And no flag, 92 yards.
The sickest Chicago Bears and fantasy football podcast. Sports entertainment like no other. It's gonna be sick.
Welcome to a special edition of the Sick Podcast with Adam Rank. And I don't want to say it's a clip show, but we've been running some clip shows this week with some of the great interviews we had with some of the players of not only the Chicago Bears, but people in the media in and around Radio Row over Super Bowl week. It was quite a lot of fun. I want to thank all of our friends at Windy City Sports Cards for helping to allow this. At Windy City Sports Cards, we specialize in buying and selling all things related to Chicago sports. Whether you are a diehard fan of the Bears, Bulls, Cubs, White Sox, Blackhawks, Sky, Fire, we have got you covered with an extensive collection of sports memorabilia and collectibles. And in addition to their Chicago-focused items, if you are looking for something on a off-suited team, so to speak, I will say this. I needed some Steve Smith Senior cards. Mike at Windy City Sports Cards was able to help me out, and I thank him so much. And speaking of Steve Smith Senior, he played for the Carolina Panthers, as did my friend DJ Moore. We were lucky. We were lucky to be able to grab him. This is a funny one because he was on his way to the NFL Network studio, like the NFL Network set. And David Singer, who is the one of the talent wranglers for NFL Network, was like trying to like bull rush me. And I'm like, David, get out of here. we're going to walk and talk. He's fine. And we made it. And we got an opportunity to talk to DJ Moore. So, Sammy, let's go ahead and roll that first clip.
From vacation to go to his press conference, did it mean that much to you?
I did, even though it was the end of the vacation and we got back just in time. So I said I'm going to go pop in and show my support, and I love the hire. So, I mean, it was all great that day.
Oh, by the way, look at his body language. Look at his smile. There's no meme there. He's happy. I'm sorry, some people maybe he doesn't respond to as well. But like I said, or like he said, cut his vacation a little bit short. I know a lot of it was, I think that we did put a little bit more into the like, hey, cut his, like, it wasn't like he was sitting there drinking a Mai Tai. He's like, he threw it over his shoulder. It's like, get on the plane. We're going. He had an opportunity to come in there, but he felt it was important to show his face. And again, this is one of the things that people talk about with DJ Moore is they question his leadership or his commitment or anything like that. DJ Moore is committed to the Chicago Bears. And I know that he's got kind of a resting smirk face, or however you want to describe it. This guy is all about business, and he wants to be a great football player. That is what DJ Moore is all about, being a great football player. I still consider him one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. I think I had him in the top 5. I think that we're really going to see that this year. When we're talking about guys, and you're talking about your fantasy football drafts and things like that, he's probably going to end up going really high because people they're going to focus in on this. It'll probably focus in on Rome Odunze as well. And Rome Odunze was here as well. And by the way, I ignored Rome in this instance because I'm like, I don't want to make it a thing. Like DJ and I are going to lock in. I was confident I was going to get Roma Dunze later. I didn't, but we did get more DJ Moore. Sammy, can we roll the other clip, please?
My friend David Montgomery, name dropping here. Antwaan Randle is part of the staff. What do you know about him? Because I hear like it's going to be tough.
Yeah, he gave me a call this past week and said he's going to be leaning on me heavy, getting after it. I'm ready.
Yeah, that's they're leaning on David Montgomery. And by the way, you can see David Singer there, the blue polo shirt and the bald head. That was him trying to get DJ Moore onto the stage. But what happened is Antwaan Randle already reached out to DJ Moore to let him know that he's going to be a huge part of this offense. And honestly, he should be. As much as we love Roma Dunze, I think Roma Dunze is going to be huge. I think that when you're trying to look now, this will be something that a lot of fantasy football enthusiasts do, is they'll try to do the lazy connection with like, hey, well, who's going to be the Amon-Ra St. Brown? Who's going to be the JMO? Who's going to be this guy? And I understand all of that. But Ben Johnson has been very clear ever since he took the job is that he was going to do the most with the players that he has. He's not going to try to make somebody into something that they're not. DJ Moore is a great wide receiver who has had a lot of success in the NFL a couple of years ago. He had a lot of success with Justin Fields. We're probably going to get back to that kind of DJ Moore. I'm looking at 1,400 yards, double-digit touchdowns. I think they're really going to use him extensively. I think they're going to make the most of him. Roma Dunze has his skill set as well. Everybody's going to be asked to do something. And it'll be interesting to see how the Bears really add pieces to this offense. Now, obviously, we want to build the offensive line. That goes without saying. They need 2 guards and a center. That is going to be the thing that's going to be addressed the most. We get that. We understand it. That is going to be happening. However, I still feel like there's an ability for another piece, whether it's Tyler Scott, if they end up using him a little bit more, whether they go out there, and I'm not saying they're going to get Deebo Samuel, but there's going to be some players that they can add to the mix. I still think, like, when you think of all the players that the Lions have been able to use over the last couple of years, when you think about Patrick, Kaliman scores touchdowns, TJ Hawkinson this season, or not TJ Hawkinson, but rookie Sam Laporta. He was not as good during his sophomore campaign as he was for his rookie season, but he was still a weapon out there. You have to account for him, and I think with Cole Kmet, they're going to have to account for him, whether you think that he's going to put up the numbers that Sam Laporta did during his rookie season or not. You're still going to have to account for Cole Kmet, because if you do not account for Cole Kmet, he is going to end up burning you. And similarly, if you do not put all of your effort into slowing down DJ Moore, he is going to be a menace over the course of the NFL. And I'll just come out and say it, Sam. I'm just going to say it. I think DJ Moore is going to end up having 1,400 yards and double-digit touchdowns. If I didn't say that already, I want to make sure that I'm putting it out there definitively. I will even put my fantasy spin on this. You can even do this. This could be one of those clips. This will be one. We can cut this off, Sammy. We can cut this off. This will be one. We'll put it on the TikTok. We'll put it on the Instagram. And I'm going to say right now, if you are not drafting DJ Moore this season for your fantasy football team, you are going to regret it. He is going to have a monster year for the Bears. Him and Roma Dunze are both going to be fantasy viable. And I love everything that Roma Dunze is going to bring to the table. But make sure you have DJ Moore. He said it. Antwaan Randle said it himself. He is going to be leaning heavily on DJ Moore. Make sure he is on your fantasy football team this season. And also, I'm glad he's on the Chicago Bears. So I want to thank everybody for making that happen. Appreciate you checking us out in a very special episode. That's what they say whenever it's a clip show. Very special episode of the Sick Podcast with Adam Rank. Thanks so much for being here. Sammy, go ahead and play us out.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast with Adam Rank on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.